Peter Vaughan, and today I'm back at what must be Britain's most rural motorhome dealer, Wokingham Motorhomes, and I've come to test the Rapido C55 Night Edition. Now, this motorhome not only won the Best Fixed Single Bed category in the Out and About Live Motorhome Awards, it then went on to beat all the other class winners in the Motorhome Awards to be nominated Motorhome of the Year 2025. It is bang on trend. It's slim, it's compact, it has fixed single beds and a garage, and it has a spec that doesn't require you to tick hundreds of options. It's even reasonably sensibly priced for a motorhome in 2025. So let's give you some facts and figures. It's 6.72 metres long, 36 centimetres longer than the longest Fiat panel van, so not too big on the road. More importantly, perhaps, it's only 2.17 metres wide, a good 15 centimetres or so narrower than a typical coach-built motorhome. It's 2.75 metres high, and of course it's on a 3.5 tonne chassis with over half a tonne of payload, about 554 kilos in standard spec. And then the price, well, the Night Edition starts at £79,310. So what exactly is a Night Edition? Well, there's two models, this C55 with the single beds, and there's also a C86, the same length but with an island bed. It's the C55 that we really like. And the Night Edition pack, £3,410, gives you the metallic black cab. Well, that's what really gives the model its name. It's got new decor inside, a DAB multimedia system with 9-inch touchscreen, GPS and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's got a unique Lucio interior with black accessories, very on trend, black taps and things in the motorhome world at the moment. It has the Truma Combi diesel heating with the altitude kit and the CP Plus control panel. It has a heated wastewater tank and the Smart Pack as standard. Well, that gives you the 16-inch two-tone alloy wheels, the leather steering wheel and the bits of grey finish on the dashboard. On top of that, you have the Relax Pack, which gives you tyre pressure monitoring and an electric parking brake. And also, you get the Select Pack as standard. So, a lot of kit on this van for your 80 grand. So for once, this isn't a van with a long list of options. In fact, there are only two extras on this vehicle. One is the base vehicle. Now, as standard, you get the 140 horsepower engine and 6-speed manual gearbox. This one has the 180 horsepower engine and the 8-speed automatic gearbox. Now, that's an expensive upgrade, £5,420. The only other option is a change to the upholstery. This one's called Milan and it's a £450 extra. So let's take a look around this C55 Night Edition, starting with the front. Of course, mentioned the black cab, but you have also got the front fog lights. Alloy wheels I've already mentioned, but look how little this coach built body sticks out beyond the cab. That keeps the van nice and slim. Do really like these narrow bodied coach builds. They feel so much easier to drive when things get tight on narrow country lanes and in town. Body construction is polyester for the sides, the roof and underneath as well. So 100% polyester with styrofoam insulation. Well, that's a good plus. You've got these nice framed habitation windows too, so it feels like a premium van. Here you've got your fresh water filler. Now your fresh water tank is inboard and it's 110 litres, good size. Alongside you've got your mains hookup. Underneath, of course, your toilet servicing hatch. Back here you vent for the Truma heating and boiler. Now that is a Combi 6 diesel and electric system. So diesel and electric, but the more powerful 6 kilowatt unit. And then, of course, at the back, you've got your garage. So the garage, now the doors clip into the open position. Inside you have very good headroom for bikes, 1.2 metres. It's 64 centimetres at its narrowest in width here at the floor level, but nearly a metre at its widest point. You have these fixed tie-down hooks down both sides of the garage. These additional cushions for the front bed. You have a strip light to give you reasonable illumination of the garage because it's in the middle. At this end you have your gas locker. Now that is for one 13 kilo cylinder in there. Maximum weight in the garage is 150 kilos, and as standard you get 2 leisure batteries. They are 92 amp hour AGM leisure batteries. And then back here, access to your fuses and your RCD unit. So, plenty of room in here for all your gear. And you also get an external shower, hot and cold. And remember, everything you see on this van is included as standard. Now if we take a look down the off side, you've got a nice large bore outlet for the waste tank. It's a 90 litre grey tank. Just twist that to empty, nice and simple. Skirts are aluminium. Habitation door has a window, and of course, as with all Rapidos, it's linked to the central locking, and the electric step is auto retract as well. The only thing that strikes me as a little bit strange is this black Rapido badging. If it was chromed, it would look so much nicer, and actually you'd be able to see their branding. Hey, what do I know? Oh, and you also have hidden under here, not rear corner steadies, but sort of halfway down the van steadies. But hey, you've got single beds, so maybe you won't need those. However good the outside though, it's the inside of the motorhome that matters. And this lounge isn't huge, but it works really well for such a compact van. For a start, it feels bigger than it is. You've got this deep window in the door. You've got a massive overcab sunroof. That doesn't open, but it is glass. And, well, it is one of the biggest. On top of that, you've got the wind-up roof light over the table, over the centre of the lounge. Of course, the 2 cab seats swivel right round. And then you have this flip-up jump seat. Well, we've seen it before in other compact Rapidos, but it does make a lovely footrest when you're sitting here. And the TV is in prime position then on the washroom wall over there, which has a nice sort of concrete-y type finish to it. Furniture is called Liceo. Nice, simple, quite geometric shape to the top cupboards with push to open mechanisms. And the overcab section, well, that just carries on the cupboard line. And although it's open fronted at the front of the vehicle here, there are non-slip mats in those overcab lockers, so at least you could put some lightweight gear in there. Another feature I really like is these reading lights. Often the cab area is forgotten when it comes to lighting, but you've got these touch on, touch off reading lights on both sides of the cab. The L settee not only provides you 2 rear travel seats, but it's a comfortable place to sit on site. Again, not only have you got lots of daylight, but you've got really good artificial light too. LED strip under the top cupboard here, ambient lighting above, a swivel reading light with a built-in USB, got a rear speaker back here as well, and then downlights surrounding that roof light above the table. Scatter cushions to match these drapes, and you've got net curtains as well. And when you want to carry 2 rear passengers, this L section of the seat just folds down in the same way as the jump seat. It's a nice little lounging dining area, and if I clear the table, you can see that the table unfolds. Now, in folded position, it's not obtrusive, it's not too big. In unfolded, well, there's plenty of room for 4 people to get around this table for dinner. So it's a very comfortable lounge that makes good use of space. This fabric, just a reminder, is an option. The standard material isn't this faux leather, it's a cloth, and it's a grey quilted pattern called Dubrovnik. What about the kitchen though? Well, it looks nice, doesn't it, with this illuminated frame to the window. What do you get? Well, you get a 2-burner hob and the sink with, as I say, the black, very trendy, these black fittings now in motorhomes. So you get a black tap and black cover for the main socket. You've got a 12-volt socket there as well. More importantly, perhaps, you have electric central locking for the drawers. So press the button and then you can open this huge drawer for your cutlery, plates and so on in there. You've got a really big, deep drawer there. Now we've got the worktop extension panel in there, which we'll come to in a second. Another drawer at the bottom, and for the UK, hooray, we get an oven and grill, as standard, of course. The worktop panel just simply slots in at the end. It says maximum 5 kilos, but gives you a little bit of extra worktop, and of course the table is close by as well. And then these top lockers, like the others, they just push and they open. Again, it's a nice well-lit space. And the concluding feature, of course, is the compressor fridge from Victory Frigo. 140 litres, freezer compartment at the top, and of course, somewhere to keep your Chablis or your champagne nice and cool at the bottom. I should have mentioned, of course, there is also an extractor hood in the kitchen, but now we're moving on to the washroom, which is opposite. Now, for once, there is absolutely no shortage of shoulder or legroom when you're sitting on the throne. Equally, there's loads of room to get your head over the basin for a good splash and wake yourself up in the morning. Nice designer basin, I think, too. You've got your toothbrush mug, you've got your toilet roll holder, robe and towel hooks behind me, and a tool cupboard. I just wish it had those nice elasticated straps to hold things in place, like you see in some other Rapidos. But the real pièce de résistance in this washroom is the swing wall shower. Just undo a bolt at the top, and the whole wall of the mirror. That's not the only mirror. You have got a mirror on the washroom door as well. That swings round, and then this bifold door. Note that this closes magnetically. The 2 panels close magnetically to each other so they don't rattle about en route. And that just swings into place then, and you have a good size shower. You've got a roof vent above and a drying rail, and on the wall somewhere for your shampoo and conditioner. Of course, a key feature of any motorhome like this is its rear bedroom, and unusually in this van you don't use the toilet or washroom door to close off the back of the van. It has its own separate sliding door, so the bathroom can be completely private, separately from the closing off of the bedroom. Now, the usual thing, 2 steps up and then 2 single beds over your garage. Near side bed is 1.86 metres or 6'1" by 2'7½". That's 80 centimetres. But that's measuring the mattress in the middle. Because of the shape of the washroom, it's actually a little bit longer than that at this side, and in the corner a little bit shorter than that. This bed is more uniform in its dimensions. It does narrow slightly at the foot, but it's still 80 centimetres wide where it matters, or 2'7½", and the length of this bed is longer. It's 1.94 metres or 6'4½". Now, you'll already have noticed what I'm going to say. You can't really sit up in bed. Well, maybe you can. Oh, I've opened the cupboard. Maybe you could if you had enough cushions, but of course these top cupboards get in the way. But then even a motorhome of the year isn't perfect. The thing I would like to see added by Rapido is those nice ratcheted bed heads that tip up and give you that sort of chaise longue effect. If you prefer, you can turn this arrangement into a transverse double. Now, there's a panel in the wardrobe, and that simply slots into place. You just slide it underneath the mattresses. Now, notice that the mattresses on either side sit on slatted bases. This centre section is solid, but the panel locates firmly, and there's just an infill cushion to go on the end. And then you add the ladder, and now you have effectively a transverse double, 1.97 metres long, 6'5½", by 1.33 metres or 4'4". Or you could still sleep lengthways and just use the advantage of the longer section in the middle. But really it's to make a transverse double. And however you choose to use the bedroom, you have reading lights at either end here, each with a built-in USB point, and you've got a rear speaker as well. And then there's a roof vent above and opening windows on either side. And then concluding our tour of the bedroom area, under the offside bed you've got your wardrobe. You can get to it from above or from the front, and it's a surprisingly good size. It is genuinely long enough for shirts or trousers, unlike some, and it has a really long hanging rail. And then on the opposite side, it's not a wardrobe, but you have more clothes storage accessible from front or above. Again, really good size space, and this cupboard is over the boiler, so whatever you keep in there is going to be lovely and toasty warm. And this is a 3-berth van. You can make the dinette into a transverse single bed, 1.93 metres long, 6'4", by 1.22 metres wide at the head here. Well, that's 4 foot exactly, but it narrows to 71 centimetres or 2'4" by the door, and of course it does block the entrance. It's also quite complicated to make. You need to take the backrest and the base cushions off the sofa, jiggle everything around, and I did need the handbook to make it. But as an occasional 3rd berth, I've seen a lot worse. This is a good size and it's pretty flat. So driving the C55 Night Edition? Well, I know it's a very expensive option, nearly £5,500, but if you want a motorhome that never feels sluggish, never feels slow, never feels out of breath, well, go for a small van like this with a 180 horsepower engine and the 8-speed automatic gearbox, because I can't see that you're ever going to be disappointed with the performance. And driving this little Rapido, well, it does feel little. It doesn't feel like a big van because it's slimmer. It feels more like driving a camper van. You've got pretty much all the spec. You've got your cruise control, and it's the manual air conditioning rather than the digital climate control. But you've got your hill descent control, your traction plus, and so on. And other than that, it's your typical Fiat, hard ride, but good stability, good, very sure-footed feel on the road. Of course, a key feature is this Pioneer display that does your sat-nav, your reversing camera, and so on, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on there, and your DAB radio. Got your leather steering wheel, but these latest Fiats really don't feel a lot different to, well, going right back to when this shape of Fiat first arrived in 2007. But still a very, very popular base vehicle in the motorhome world, and, well, ideal for a van like this. So that's the Rapido C55 Night Edition, our motorhome of the year for 2025. No motorhome, of course, is perfect, and we all have different needs and requirements. But this van is very on trend in size and layout, and we felt that it gives a great combination of quality, spec and design. It has things like the low oven in the kitchen, the big fridge freezer, well designed washroom, the single beds and garage, but crucially it does all this in a relatively compact package without feeling compromised inside. Even the lounge area works better than in most compact vans. Thank the L-shaped settee, the general ambiance, the daylight, the big sunroof, and of course this flip-up footstool that I'm enjoying right now. So, the motorhome of the year 2025, according to our Out and About Live team. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and to subscribe to the channel.